Hello friends, welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to discuss how to use volume profile, market profile and footprint aka order flow charts on Quantower. As soon as you open the platform, I'll just shut this window over here. So as soon as you open the platform, you'll see something like this is the data connection. Right now I'm connected to True Data, so you can connect to a broker as well, and there are little nuances with respect to the data feed that you get as compared to a broker. If you subscribe to True Data, that all you can go and check on the Quantower website. So let's get into the platform as such. So on the left side you see this Quantower India symbol, and over here you see a plethora of things that is quite visible and understandable without any complication. So first is the templates. There are some default templates and a little extra over here which I have created for myself, and then you also have the option analytics with the chain and other stuff that you can do over here, which also includes TPO chart, that is nothing but the market profile chart, then some settings for the and some charts or the layouts for trading and so on. So over here we're just going to discuss footprint, market profile and volume profile. Nevertheless, I will tell you something about the basics so that it's not too tough when you're setting up your charts on this platform. So over here on the top panel, what you see here, this is also very easily configurable. You just have to right click here and you can see whatever you want to view. For example, you don't want to see the log trading button, you can just unselect it and so on. So over here I've selected this. Again, this is all configurable. You can go out and check out the platform over there. So this is the data connection that I've connected, and all other options are there and you'll have to configure, and how to do that is available on their platform or the site website that is there. So these are the favorites that I have put it here. You can choose what you want and put over here. So without further ado, let's get into how to plot the charts, that is market profile, volume profile and footprint charts, and how to use them is what we're going to discuss here. So I have kept one of this over here, is just a chart. It just opens a blank chart over here with all these settings. So let's first get the symbol that we want to actually analyze over here. That would be Nifty futures. So this is cash market, this is futures, so you can see everything is there. You want to do options, that is there as well. So this is the Nifty chart. If you go down, you can see the options symbols as well. So I've selected Nifty, and this is the default chart. Let me just expand it. Okay, so this is the default chart that opens. This is a 5-minute chart. Now just to make things very simple, it's quite easy and quite fast to use this platform. So our main aim is to first, when we are setting up any chart on any platform or anything, especially with respect to volume profile, order flow and market profile, is that we want to have the utilization of space to the maximum possible extent. So the first thing when you open this chart is you see all these things. So the right side over here is the order panel, or everything related to the orders. On the left side over here is everything related to the drawings and indicators. Okay, on the top hand side is everything related to the time frame and the type of view you want, that is candle, bar, dotted line or whatever. There are much more options that we'll just discuss in a bit. And on the bottom panel, as we said, on the bottommost panel is everything related to volume profile, order flow aka footprints, and VWAP and so on. So this is basically a volume segment that you can call. This is the indicator segment and the drawing segment. This is the trading panel, or the trading, anything related to trading or the trades that you put on segment. And this is the basic 5 minutes or candlestick, or the type of view you want about the chart. Okay, so all this that I spoke about can be hidden as well, so as to maximize the chart space that we just spoke about. So this button that you see is show hide volume analysis. So if you just click on this, you hide everything over there, and if you unselect this, you hide the trading panel that we just spoke about. If you unselect this, you hide the indicators and the drawings panel. So you see suddenly there is a lot more space to it within just one click each. If you do not want to do that, there is another option. You go right click, you go to view, and you can select whatever you want to see or not. So for example, trading toolbar, you select from here, you see something on the right over here as we just saw. You deselect it or unselect it, it goes away. Toolbar, you unselect, and the topmost row is what you can remove only from this place, that is the right click. The crosshair you want, the info window, what you see over here, if you do not want to see that, you can remove that. Time to next bar, when we are in live markets, we'll see the time remaining for the end of this candle, that is a 5-minute candle, or the range bar, or whatever you choose will be seen over here. Okay, so this is a very clean chart with everything gone. Now let's get back some stuff on so that we can configure the first type of chart, that is the volume profile. So first thing I'll do is sorry for that, the toolbar. Okay, so from here I can actually switch on everything. So volume profile is what we want. So immediately let's first set the background. We go over here, we go to the settings, okay, and we change everything to black or white, whatever you want. Okay, so let's set it to white so that we can see easily on the screen. Okay, and shut it down. You can even change the axis color. I'm not doing that. You can go here on the same settings panel, that is the right click, and you can get everything. Let's first change the crosshair so that we can see it a little darker. Okay, so there you go, there's the crosshair setting. You can make it maybe whatever dark color you want, this. And there is another option of opacity that you can increase so that it's better to visualize. Okay, let me make it to some, say 100%, and just press enter, and then you can see the difference. Okay, so you can go ahead and play around and you can see what you want. So this is the basic 5-minute candlestick chart on a white background. Okay, so first thing that we need to do is switch on the volume analysis. The first step is we'll set up the volume profile charts over here. Okay, so over here you see the cluster is the first option, that is Orderflow. We'll talk about it a little later. Second is the custom profile. Again, you want to select a particular range and see a volume profile chart of that. We'll just see. I pressed, and you can see hold control key to add more drawings. So if you just do this and pressing the control key, you can see the volume profile chart. For this, you go over here, you can configure it whatever you want, and the settings would be available. Okay, so let's do that again. Okay, this and this, and let's go to the settings over here. Okay, and you can I mean, custom ticks, you can increase it to say 30 and apply changes and so on. So you can keep doing whatever you want, the width of the histogram and so on. Profile, POC, that you are aware is what is there in volume profile. Whatever exists is all here. So you can draw a grid, take it out, whatever you want is all here. Okay, let's take this out now. Now the second step is the step profile. Okay, this I prefer to use, for example, at the end of every day I want to use something. So I will say one day, switch this on, and this will plot it at the end of the day. You want to do more about it, you go to the settings, end of the day, you want it to the right, you just go and press right, so it comes over here. And similarly, you want the width of the histogram to be a little lesser, you press 60, and I'm sorry for that, 60, and then enter, and you can see it is 60%. The color you want to change whatever you want. Okay, and this don't want it to be that dark, so you can go ahead and select 60, and then you get something like this. The view over here is what you see is the value area is hidden, I mean is a little lighter. So if you don't want that view, you want something only with borders, so you can do this. The color of the borders, of course, you can change again like this. So this is how we set the volume profile charts. Okay, if you want to increase the custom ticks or whatever, you can do the same thing. You can also have shortcut keys for this, that I'm zooming out and zooming in using the mouse scroll. You can do it with a button, for example 1 or 2, that's a shortcut, and you can zoom out or zoom in using any custom key. The hotkeys option is available over here. You go to the settings, select whatever you want. Everything is in here. You can change what you want as you want. Okay, so this is the volume profile chart. As you're aware, in volume profile we have the value area that is of significance and the high volume nodes and the low volume nodes. You can see quite clearly over here, which help us a lot in taking trades and quick scalps and whatever, and even positional trades if you like it. So for example, I've set it for a day. If you want, you can just go here and select one more and select volume. You can do delta, whatever you want. There's a plethora of options available here, and you want it to be at the end of a week, for example, and you enable it. You go to the settings, so you see you get the weekly over there. Let us keep the weekly right there where it is. Make it 30% and make this some other color, let's say gray. Okay, and you can see that as well. Okay, so this is the weekly profile now for you. Okay, so it is that convenient. So whatever range you want, whichever range you want, you can do it, plot it. Again, the value area is a little lighter here. You can go ahead and change the settings as we just discussed. So this profile is giving me a view every 1 week. So this is for the longer time frame. So I can just simply go here, switch this on, off, I'm sorry. So the daily profile is off, and I can go here and let's say it's one day, 1 hour, an hourly time frame, and I plot this again. The data loads. So, and you have to remember with the tick charts in any platform, doesn't matter this or that, it takes a little bit of time because the tick data is really enormous, and a lot of data is to be downloaded. So this will take its time and get loaded. Okay, so like you see, and when you are, it's just a small tip, when you are using a longer time frame and for example a weekly profile, so the smart thing to do here is you just go to the settings, I'm sorry, volume analysis settings over here. Okay, you get a tick size. So the smart thing, or the better thing I would rather say, is to increase the tick size, because you're not bothered about smaller tick size when you're using such a large or a bigger time frame. So you make it 100 and you will see a sudden difference, and you can see the high volume nodes and the low volume nodes more prominently. Okay, so this is about the step profile. Now we'll go ahead and switch this off as well. So it's so simple, as you can see. We'll go back to the 5 minutes chart and apply this, and the 5 minutes chart will load. The next one, what you see is left profile. It's the same thing. You want to see the last 15 minutes or the current day or the current chart range, whatever you choose will be available from here. So you again, it has a settings of its own which you can go and configure over here. So we have selected full chart range for this, and it should just pop up, and we have to enable, I'm sorry for that. So as soon as you enable, we see it on the left side. Okay, and again the custom size we'll have to decrease now because we've switched down to the smaller time frame, and we can do that and apply. So we see the volume profile for the chart range on the left side, and similarly you can do it on the right side with delta. So you don't want to see volume, you want to see delta, and you want to see for, let's say, today the market is closed, so it calculates like that. So it should be yesterday for today, and you enable it. So you see the delta over here. The delta colors that are shown over here are this. So we want the cell to be red, and I'm sorry, let's go back to the settings, and the I think this is the cell. Yes, I'm sorry about that. Red, and let's go to the settings, and this one should be, let's say, blue. So there are the delta settings for that. Again, the width, if you don't want the text, everything is configurable. You don't want to see the text, you can go that and disable that. That's also very simple. So on the right hand side for this chart range we have the delta, on the left hand side we have the total volume. So that is how you configure a volume profile chart. So I'll just disable this so that we can move on to the normal chart. And the next one is time statistics. Again, you enable this, it's very simple. You get everything, all the data down. It's quite helpful when you are setting up your volume profile charts. All this data is available. So we'll just talk about that when you switch on the volume profile. If you do not want this, just switch it off. Time histogram, is another beautiful feature. You wanted to see, for example, the volume, you can see it like this. You want to see whatever you want to see, you can see it over here. So you can use the time statistics as well as the time histogram, both. I'll show you how when we set up the order flow or footprint charts, and it can be really helpful. So you have delta here, you choose delta, you can see like this, whatever you want. Okay, so the cumulative delta, if you want to see increasing, decreasing, again this is here. Any settings you want to change, you can change from here. Okay, so let's switch this off for a moment. And the VWAP and the custom VWAP is again, custom VWAP is something like anchored VWAP. So you want to select this place and you can see an anchored VWAP coming from here. Okay, and the color again you can change and so on. So we will just remove this, that's simple. Then VWAP is again the normal VWAP. You can choose whichever time frames you want and get them from here. The next one is time and sales. As the name suggests, everything, all the sales in accordance with the time they took place will all be here. It's of a very great value if you're used to using footprint charts, order flow charts, or used to the flow of orders. You can see them here. So let's take this off. Oh, I'm sorry, I just turned off, and it doesn't matter. We'll take out a 5-minute chart. It doesn't take much time here, that's the best part. So now that we finished with the volume profile, the next thing that we want to discuss is I think let me type the name over here. The next thing that would like to discuss is market profile, and thereafter we would discuss setting up the order flow charts. Okay, so setting up TPO charts is quite simple. We've seen the volume profile, how to set them up. So you just have to go over here. Okay, just a minute, let me minimize this. You can go over here, and this is a really very fast process. You just select TPO and you get a TPO chart. You go here and select your symbol again, Nifty. Okay, and let's minimize this. We want the futures chart. So you can in fact, if you find this process a little tedious, you can make a watch list out of here. So you just go here, and there is a I have this over here. So if you search over here, you will get something over here. When you put a star over here, you will see all your favorites over here. So just put a watch list, and you can add whatever you want, and you can select and just drag and drop whatever you want to open. Okay, so it's that simple. And the next thing I wanted to tell you is about TPO charts. So again, this is the basic setting that we have of the TPO charts. We have the volume and the market profile all on. Okay, let us go to the last thing. Okay, so over here you see this column called aggregation. You have a volume analysis. You want to have it or do not want to have it, you can just enable or disable. So the settings are right here. They're quite similar to what we have on the volume profile. In fact, everything is almost the same. Okay, so we'll just keep it on for a moment, and let's go to aggregation. So this is for setting up the market profile chart. The same thing if you do on any 5-minute chart, for example, you will get a on a right click. I'll just get a 5-minute chart for you that we just opened. Just a minute, this is the one. So if you click over here and you select aggregation, you see all those different types of candlesticks or Renko, whatever you want to choose, you can use from them. So aggregation is the place where you have to do it from. Right click and aggregation. And for a TPO chart, you have it right here. And the display style, I would like it to be letters, and the coloring mode, I would like it to be single color. And so this is just a way of setting it up properly. If you plot the symbol, I don't want that. I don't want to plot the bar. So if you see closely, it will also plot the bar. That is the daily bar. If you want, you can have it. Value area, again, it will lighten the part that is behind. If you do not want it, just let it be like this. And moving on, again, the value area is this. And if you want to extend the value area until intersection, again, we are quite familiar with this. You can switch it on, switch it off, whatever you like. I'm switching off the value area for now. POC type is again final. Migrating is when you see it shifting, it'll plot it on the TPOs, let's change into a darker color so you can see the PCO shifting on with time, with every period. Okay, so the open and close markers is from here, so you can where the market opened and where it closed, you will see with these small arrows over there. When you expand it will be very easy to see. Singles, again, I would configure it to a different color so that I can see. Let's change it to purple, and you would see an extension wherever there is a single. It's of great significance to us in market profile, which we're going to discuss in next videos when we talk about market profile more. And let's have it dash, let it be like that. Let's make it 2, 3 and whatever. So all these market profile settings are here. Volume analysis that we spoke about is here. Okay, we would like the histogram position to be on the left, so it's plotting like this. If you want it to be on right, it will plot like this. Okay, on the right, and so on. Okay, so that's with the volume profile chart. So if you expand, you can see the letters as well, and the volume, the value area of the volume profile, and the market profile extended. What I generally like to use is this is one way of doing it. What I like to do is, as I just said, I like to use the spaces available to us to the maximum possible extent. So what you can do is just go into the step profile, enable the volume from here, go to day, and enable this. Okay, so what will happen is, as we said, it will take a little time to load all the data. Go to general, it will adjust automatically day, and we will select this, any color you want. So let it be blue, and the opacity can be little lesser so that we can see everything properly. Okay, and this is what will happen. So I can see the volume profile as well as the market profile on. One more thing that we can do is switch off the view. Switch it over to like this, and the borders can be yellow in color, and you'll see the difference what I'm saying. So you can see the volume profile on top of the market profile, and you spacing, saving a lot of space, and the view is better like this. It again depends on what you want. You can choose what you want. Lastly, about the volume profile charts is the TPO statistics down below. Now when you want to see this, the only caveat about having a volume profile inside is that the other statistics would not be visible. So you go here and enable it. The other small thing that we can do is with the volume analysis is, as you see, we have configured it so wherever there are high volumes, you can see them popping up with a different color, so with a brighter color. So for example, this day, and that was the 17th April, there was a higher volume than the previous 2 days. The latest, that is 21st April, was 122 higher than the previous 2 days, so on. So what we can do is, now we have 2 volume profiles here. We can go down, and you can stop showing this profile over here. You can still show the POC, and you can extend POC until intersection that we just spoke about, and show POC ray. So this you can get if you want to extend the volume profile text. If you want to switch, you can make it to a dark color, say 1%, so you don't see any text. You can make this even lighter, say 20%, and enter. So this is very light, so it doesn't block your view, and you can see the market profile as well as the volume profile POC extending. So this market profile POC, I think, is set to a color that is dark. That is why we're seeing that. We can go there again and see which color we have set. Okay, this is the color, so we'll just shift it to maybe purple, and you can see what I was trying to say. So you can see market profile as well as the volume profile POCs. And if you want to add or delete anything from here, you can just right click, and you can add IB high, IB low, configure the colors, whatever you want, value area, range, value over low. There is just too many options over here. So whatever you like, whatever your style of trading is, you can just configure it using that. So this is how you set up the market profile charts. So hope this was helpful. Finally, we come on to the order flow charts. So even that is quite simple, and let us go and get out our 5-minute charts. In fact, let's start from the basic 5-minute chart over here. Okay, so this is a 5-minute chart. Let's get Nifty futures back into play. so that we can really swiftly set up a nifty futures order flow chart. So this is the 5-minute chart. Okay, the last option that we didn't cover, in fact 2 or 3 of them that we didn't cover, was the first one over here, that is the cluster chart, that is regarding footprints and order flow, and the last one, that is power trades. Okay, these are very, very good things to have if you are of course used to seeing order flow and footprint charts. So the first thing that we do is I'll just change the color so that we can see everything quite clearly. Let's go to the settings, have white on the background for now. Okay, and there you go. And now go to the cluster profile chart and enable it, and then we go to the settings. Okay, so as you can see, you have by default what you see first is the imbalance chart. So you have got 3 variations: the single, double, and imbalance. Okay, the single one, what you will get is, I will just show you, I'll expand these charts. So these are 5-minute charts. So in case there is a trouble anytime due to your connection or loading of charts, you can just right click and reload history or refresh. So what it'll do is reload the data and it'll pop up with all the charts. I think it's taking a little bit of time. Let's do this and let's see what happens. Okay, nevertheless, yeah, there you go. Okay, so it takes from the server and plots everything. The single, if you see, I will just go back to the settings and see one by one what I mean. So the single view, if it's only plotting on the right side, and it's, if you want to see, it's only helpful if you're plotting only volume and you don't want to see anything else. So this is how it's plotting, and the darker shades are the darker volume clusters, and the lighter shades are the lighter volume clusters. So you can configure everything. That is the volume color. If you want it to be a different color, let's say green, so this is will turn green, and the same shades you can see. So if you want to color by volume, you can see like this. If you want to color by delta, you will see it like this. So wherever there is a I mean, the color will be in accordance with the delta. That is, red is sell and green is buy. And if you want to see a histogram, it will be like this, like the volume profile view. If you want to change the color of the label or the text, everything is here. Trades color, delta colors, everything you can configure. So double is, you have both of them on the left and the right. Okay, so you can have say, what I prefer is volume on the right side, and on the left side, let's say delta. Okay, okay, we did a mistake here. So this left side is delta and right side is volume. Okay, and the delta colors, I'll make it a little darker. Okay, and let's make the opacity even more, so 80. Okay, and let's make this red, and let's make this 80 as well, and there you go. So you see, I mean, this is on the left side, you see delta in accordance with the I mean, what is the delta, the left side has been set up in accordance with the delta chart. So blue is buy delta and red is sell delta. Similarly, if you want to go and change the right side, you can do that as well. There is an option here where you see the volume color. You can have it, I mean, whatever you feel like. Okay, let's see this, and you can go ahead and change the color of the POC. So the back, if you want it to be a different color, maybe say the same dark, or maybe if you wanted to highlight it in a different color, let's do this. So this is how it will highlight, and the text can be whatever you choose. Let's say white for the time being, or maybe light gray, so you can see when we expand. And you can show profile over here. And the last thing is when you expand this, so you can see whatever we have set up the charts. And the most important thing, I will just make it to a darker color so we can view it even better. So we shift it to dark. Okay, and you can see how beautiful the chart looks. So this is an imbalance chart. Now let's go to the you go over here, and you can come over here to the settings, volume profiles, I mean the cluster chart settings, or you can go from here as we just discussed. So this is a double layout format. If you want only imbalance, you can set up everything like this, and you see the imbalances that have been preset that I have decided. So the imbalance issue what I have on is 3. You can choose 3, 6, 9. Again, a lot of options are there. I'll not go into the depth. You can go and check it out for themselves. And when we go into the videos specifically in depth about volume profile and or footprint rather, and find trades, we'll discuss it then. So all this stuff we will discuss it later. So the delta change, cluster delta is all you're aware of. So you can choose all these data that come on top of the bar or on the bottom of the bar as you like. Reverse delta is nothing but delta divergence. So you can have it, for example, the delta here was in green, but the bar closed red, so you will have this on. So you can go ahead and, like we said, the time histogram that we were talking about, you can have the volumes here and go ahead and select this and have only delta here. Okay, so let's switch this off. So you have delta here, and the delta colors you can choose something like this. The red, let it be like that. Let's increase the opacity, and for this as well. And you can see alongside a volume profile, I mean the volume in histogram format, you can see the delta here, you can see the volume levels over here. So these are the bars that have delta. So like we were talking, this is the bar that closed with a green delta, and but the bar closed red, so there is a delta divergence here. Something like similar is over here, and both of course are on the top, and there is a fall down. So this was the end of the day, so that is not of consequence. The imbalance we'll discuss in later discuss it later how to use it, but you can simply see it is it's not a line that I've drawn. It's simply because of the flow of the orders and the trades that have come in that this is acted as a support. So it's from a long time back that this support, that this buy imbalance was created, and it's in fact almost a fortnight back. So it's on the 4th of, I mean the 6th of April when this buy imbalance was created, due to which the Nifty futures chart took a support yesterday at the lows at about 1300 hours. So there is no line that we drew, it just came on automatically because of the settings that we chose on the cluster chart over here. So that is with the imbalance chart. So we've discussed all the types of footprint charts that are available, and hope you found this useful in setting up your charts on Quantower. In the coming few videos we will discuss each topic individually and how to use them in your trading to find good trading opportunities, may let it be intraday or scalping. So again, hopefully this would have been helpful to you. Until next time, bye bye.